G'day everyone. This is not a painting thing, or well, it is a bit of a painting thing, but it's not a video about my painting thing. This is actually going to be about a charity event that is being done by Mick's Creative MS Journey. Now he's over on TikTok, and Mick's got MS, and because of that, he's lost most of the feeling in his left hand. I was holding my right, his left hand, which was his dominant hand, and he can't really feel anything anymore in his fingertips. So he's having to teach himself to paint with his right hand instead. He's having to again hold minis in a special mount and everything to be able to paint, and of course use his non-dominant hand now. But because of that, he's started this charity for the, well, not charity, but a challenge for bringing awareness to MS and other various hobby challenges that come up for everybody in the hobby itself. And this is the offhand challenge, the offhand painting challenge. It is to paint a mini with your non-dominant hand, which would be my left for me. So there's going to be a free STL that you can print, and you'll be able to challenge yourself and, you know, paint it up. Now, if you're in the UK, of course, that's where Mick is based, you'll be able to submit the mini and have it judged and win. I think there's going to be all different sections of the challenge and levels and so on and so forth and different things. And Mick will have actually, he's got Dad Hammer, who is actually a Golden Demon winner from the past. He will actually be judging minis. There is going to be, for everybody who's not in the UK, there is going to be an international section. I think there's only about one prize maybe. But yeah, you can definitely enter. I'm gonna try to do it. Why not? Sorry, there's a car or something out there, but I'm gonna keep going. But yeah, this is all to help bring awareness to things like MS that have people in the hobby have to change the way they conduct themselves in the hobby, the way they do the hobby. But it's also about other disabilities that make the hobby difficult in some way, whether it's things like sensory overload or public difficulties, fatigue, or things, you know, like what I have, which are social anxieties or unseen ones like depression and so on, and that this hobby really helps you get through those things, and you build communities even if it's not a face-to-face one. It's important to have these outlets to be able to do these things, and I think it's really important to get behind something like this that's going to raise awareness for, at least in this case, MS. The mini itself will be an STL, and everybody is over on TikTok can vote for it. Now we're down to 2, so I'm sorry this video is a little late. I was going to try to do it yesterday, but I completely ran out of time yesterday. But there's down to 2. Quickly go over to TikTok and try to vote, or put your name down. I think it's down to a Minotaur and something else, I can't remember. But go on. They're going to be really big models, and they're from Realm of Paths, and they're a 3D modeler. They're going to be from Blood Bowl sort of style, or football, fantasy football, I think is the best way to say, to be on the safe side. And the miniatures are going to be fairly large for anybody who actually does have difficulty painting fairly small miniatures and has difficulties with their hands, and as we've discussed, you know, these kinds of motor difficulties and so on, they're going to be easier to paint as they will have fairly large details. There are, of course, a few rules. They have to be hand painted, no airbrush, and of course, as we said, or as the rules are going to say, with your offhand. I'm definitely going to probably film the process as well, and probably put it up on here. All that Mick is asking, if you can, is to make a small donation to the MS Trust. Once everything's set up, Mick will probably put a link directly to the MS Trust with this challenge. Otherwise, you can easily find them yourself. It's a fairly large charity. This challenge is all about fun. Just everybody have some fun and understand like the journey that other people have to go through in order to do this hobby, and what it means to have these kinds of daily challenges just to be able to do these things. It's fairly important, and he Mick's, you can watch his videos up on TikTok, but he's saying that because of his left hand being so numb, he can't do fine detail work anymore. The tips of his fingers just can't hold the brush and have that kind of muscle control in it anymore, and that's just a sad thing. But he's sticking it out, and he's still doing the things he loves, which I think is more than enough to want to be raised up and want to see more and bring more eyes to what this is going to be. Other than that, he made maybe a suggestion. One of the challenges could be, and one of the higher tiers is to maybe put numbing cream on one of your hands, as he still has to hold the painting handle or his setup. He's still got to hold it in his it's his left, but for me it'd be my right hand. But he said put some numbing cream on that hand, because he doesn't have any feeling in his left at all now. So trying to paint with your right and then having a hand that's completely numb, you've got to really be depth perception. You got to use your eyes essentially in this hand, and then this is numb. Like, it's a suggestion. Sorry, the sun's dipping in and out because we're getting clouds here, but it's a suggestion from him that maybe it's a challenge. I don't know, but please go off and check him out. He's got affiliate links on his TikTok to a link tree and stuff. For now, if you're in the UK as well, he has that affiliate link leads to a Wayland Games link, so you can always help him out doing stuff like that. But again, we're going to Dad Hammer, of course. We're going to mention him being a judge. That's amazing. And I think it's Path of Realms. I said Realm of Paths, but it's Path of Realms, maybe. I will put a link down below to both of them, because they deserve it, and this is just such a good idea and a challenge, a really fun challenge. It's not going to start till January next year, so we still got, you don't have to rush out and worry about 3D printing a mini and quickly getting it done before the end of the year. It's not going to start until January, I believe, is the tentative beginning. So we'll see where this ends up. But I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope whoever's out there watching this, you join in too. Because please do. It's worthy enough. We're all out here struggling and rolling with the punches. And it's worth giving it a shot. Cheers.